everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this journey to seated wide leg forward fold / how to flow. I created this sequence especially for those of you who want to improve / work on their seated wide leg forward fold especially, or simply want to gain overall flexibility. You might need 2 blocks, a yoga belt, a yoga strap, anything you can think of to replace it. And when you're ready, just go ahead and meet me on the mat. Alright, so when you guys are ready, you can go ahead and grab your blocks, place them towards the back of your mat. That's probably where you're going to need them to begin with, and you can keep your strap, yoga belt by your side here, and slowly start to make your way into a seated bound angle pose. So starting in a seated position, bringing the bottom of the feet together here. So when you're here right away, maybe you want to grab your blocks, place them underneath your thighs if that's too much of a stretch for you. Simply starting by grabbing the feet and kind of opening your feet like you would when you're reading a book. So opening the bottom of the feet out. When you're here, I'll invite you to close your eyes if you haven't already done so. Starting to bring focus on your breath. Letting go of any expectations that you might have for yourself. Simply trying to focus on how each pose feels for you. Maybe activating Ujjayi breath, so inhaling and exhaling through the nose. As always, trying to make every inhalation and exhalation as equal as possible. Making sure that your spine is straight and long, belly button is up and in. Next inhalation, go ahead and bring the palm of the hand onto the midst of your thighs. On your next inhalation, inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, maybe press onto your right thigh, trying to straighten that right arm, taking a side twist, looking up and over that left shoulder here. On your next inhalation, come back to center, lengthen the spine, and exhale this time, press into your left thigh. Trying to straighten your arms, seeing if you can bring that thigh a little bit closer to the ground. We're going to do one more on each side. Inhale to center. And exhale, press into the right thigh. Last one here, inhale, center. And exhale, pressing onto the left. Next inhalation, come back to center. On your next inhalation, slowly start to extend your right leg out towards the side, keeping that left leg bent. When you're here, take a big inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale fully. We're going to take a little flow here. So on your next inhalation, take a big inhale. Try and maybe place that right forearm down on the mat, reaching up and overhead with that left arm. Taking a side bend, maybe reaching towards your foot, not important here. And on your exhalation, you're going to sway forward with your left hand, slowly pressing down with your right to help you lift up and switch. Lifting your bum off the mat, that right arm comes up and overhead. And exhale, we're going to sway, again, placing that right forearm maybe down on the mat, reaching up and overhead. With that left arm, Exhale, sway forward. Lifting up on your inhale, switching. Right hand, right arm, reaches up and overhead. Last one here, exhale. Right forearm comes down the mat, reaching up and overhead with that left hand. On your exhale, sway forward, pressing down with your right hand. Now switch, weight comes onto the left. Bum lifts off the mat, reaching up and overhead with that right hand. Exhale, slowly come down, back to center. On your next inhalation, grabbing onto that right foot, switch sides. So slowly extending that left leg now. On your next inhalation, left forearm comes down on the mat. Right hand reaches up and overhead. Exhale, sway forward, press into that left hand, bum lifts off the mat, switch. Right hand comes down, and that left hand comes up and overhead. Exhale again. Left forearm comes down on the mat, right hand reaches up. Exhale, sway forward for that switch. And that left arm comes up. Bum lifts off the mat. Exhale, lower down. Switch, this is the last one. Reach up and overhead with that right hand. On your next inhalation, sway forward, bum lifts off the mat. Weight is now on the right hand. Left hand reaches up and overhead. Exhale, slowly come back to center. Take a moment here. Bringing both thighs together. Feet are down onto the mat here. Maybe you're clasping your fingers together. Maybe you're clasping your hands. Whatever feels most comfortable for you. We're going to take a few cat-cows in the seated pose. So on your next inhalation, dropping the belly, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze. Thinking cow here. Exhale, drawing that chin to your chest. Really rounding in the back of the heart. Inhale. Dropping that belly, bringing that belly to the thigh, dropping the gaze back. Thinking cow pose here. And exhale, drawing that chin to your chest. Really rounding in the back of the heart. Last one here. Inhale. Bringing the belly to the thigh. Gaze drops back. Exhale, chin draws into the chest, really rounding in the back of the heart. Inhale, slowly come back to neutral. Take a big inhale, slowly make your way into a chair pose. When you're here, feet are together, try and sit a little lower. Arms are straight up and overhead. Next inhalation, slowly raise up. Palms come together to heart on your exhale. On your next inhalation, if like me, you're a little far, slowly start to make your way towards the top of your mat. When you're here, inhale, arms come up and overhead. Exhale, slowly dive forward. Grabbing onto opposite elbows. Just letting yourself hang here into this forward fold. Shifting the weight towards the tip of your toes. It's okay if your legs are bent. For now, really focusing on shifting that weight forward. Next inhalation, fingertips come down on your blocks, coming into a straight back. And we're gonna take an alternate bent leg forward fold. So another thing, if you're working on your folds, you can grab your yoga belt, yoga strap, whatever you have, regular belt. We're gonna start and loop it maybe underneath your left foot to begin. So feet are maybe together or simply underneath hips distance. So when you're here, inhale, bending onto your right leg, grabbing onto your strap, and exhale, focusing on keeping your spine straight and long, really focusing your weight towards the tip of your toes. So maybe that little strap will help you in the beginning so that you don't round into the spine, or maybe you prefer having your blocks. Wherever you are, trying to fold onto that left leg, keeping a bend into that right. Next inhalation, planting the fingertips down on your block, straighten both legs. And on your exhale, go ahead and bend onto the left. We're going to alternate now. So exhale, melting onto the right. Shifting the weight forward. Using that strap if you need. Making sure that you're pulling your belly button up and in. That spine stays straight and long. Inhale, planting the fingertips down on your block. Straight back. And exhale this time, shifting the weight forward. Try and attempt to full forward fold. So grabbing on maybe back at the ankles, big toes. Maybe you have your strap or your blocks by your side. Focusing on your breath. Next inhalation, planting the fingertips down on your block, straight back. Plant the hands down, step it back. Now we're facing dog. When you're here, maybe you need to take a few paddle outs in the legs. Whatever you need here to find stillness into the pose. Making sure that you're taking enough space on the mat, as always. Fingers are spread out wide. Kind of imagining that your armpits are looking at each other. Maybe you need to keep a bend in the legs and keep the heels lifted off the mat to ensure that you're keeping good alignment. Able to press your chest down towards your thighs. Two more breaths here wherever you are. Next inhalation, press down into the mat, draw that chin to your chest. Roll forward to your high plank, really round into the back of the heart. On your exhale, drop the belly, lift the tail, bend the knees as much as you need. Hips slide you back to downward facing dog. When you make it back, again, inhale, draw chin to chest, roll forward to your high plank. When shoulders over, exhale, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. Head is the last thing to come back down. Last one here, inhale, roll forward, and exhale. Dropping the belly, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze. When you make it back, let that right leg come up. Three-legged dog. Take a full breath, ensuring your hips are squared. Next inhalation, bend into that right leg, letting your hip open out. Keep pressing into your hands, maybe looking up and over that right shoulder. On your next inhalation, we're going to take some bent knee circles. So inhale, try and draw a big circle with your right knee. And exhale, following your breath here. Two more. And last one, hold it here. Next inhalation, left heel lifts off the mat. Try and curl that thigh out and in. Coming into a high plank, thigh into chest. Exhale, foot comes down in between your hands. Inhale. Exhale, foot comes down in between your hands. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, lower that back knee down, low lunge. Take a moment here. Letting your hips sink down. Maybe you need your blocks by your side. If you have your blocks by your side, whatever height, but make sure that you're not here. Your blocks are right underneath your shoulders. Hips are sinking down. Kind of imagining that your thighs are like scissors. So pressing against each other. Next inhalation, lift that left hand up and overhead, taking a side bend. Keeping that right hand on your block, or maybe fingertips come down on the ground. Inhale, shift those hips back, straighten that front leg for a counter stretch. Exhale, try and melt your chest onto your thigh again, wherever you are. You need to keep your block here to ensure that your hips are square, spine straight and long. Focusing on your breath. Inhalation, shift your hips forward again. Coming back to that low lunge side bend. Exhale, arms come up. You can go ahead and move your blocks. Turn the hands down beside your right foot. Slowly try and curl that thigh in. And exhale, straighten your leg out. On your next exhalation, lower that right foot down and try and glide yourself out into a half frog. So your right leg is parallel with that left knee. Really just focusing on that pelvic tilt here. Keeping your foot can be a little bit more out. Just making sure that that right leg is parallel. Can come down onto your chest. It's a little bit easier. Or try your forearms. Really focusing on your breath here. Next inhalation. Really pressing down into the mat. Coming back to that leg tabletop. Inhale, bring that thigh back into your chest. Exhale, foot comes back. Setting yourself back for your low lunge. When you're here, maybe arms come up and overhead. Tuck the back toes, lift up, high lunge. On your exhale, sway towards the side. Set yourself up for a standing wide leg fold. When you're here, making sure that heels are out, toes are in. Again, maybe you'll like to have your blocks underneath your hands, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Inhale, arms come up and overhead. Exhale, leading with your heart, dive forward. Again, maybe hands are on some blocks. Maybe you grab onto the big toes or the back of the heels. Shifting the weight forward in all the folds. You need to shift the weight forward towards the tip of your toes. Next inhalation, planting the hands down on your block, coming in a straight back here. On your next exhalation, so you start to walk your hands forward, again letting your chest melt down. On your next inhalation, walking your hands towards that left foot. Exhale, slowly twisting yourself, so hands are beside that left foot. Now you're facing the back of the mat here. Inhale, that right hand lifts up and overhead. In the side angle here, maybe you're looking up at that left hand. Exhale, we're going to take some side dips. So exhale, try and dip, sinking your hips towards the side. Inhale, reaching up, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up. Last one. Inhale, up. Now come back straight, planting that left hand down. Straighten that front leg. Maybe your hands again on your blocks here for some height. Belly button is up and in. And exhale, trying to melt your thighs to your chest. Focusing on your breath here. Spine is straight and long. Next inhalation, come back to your straight back. Planting the hands down, press into your hands. Try and kick that left leg back into a three-legged dog, open hip. Again, here, make sure you're pressing down to the ground. Inhalation, you're going to go ahead and lift that right heel off the mat. Curl that thigh out and in. High plank, thigh to chest. Exhale, lower that foot down, setting yourself up here for half pigeon. When you're here, untuck the back toes. Maybe you'll need again. Have your blocks by your side. Wherever you are, I want you to place your hands by your side. The easiest option is to keep your foot closer to your hip bone. And if you gain a bit more flexibility, you can start to bring that shin a bit more parallel to the front of the mat. So wherever you are, keeping that spine straight and long. Next inhalation, both arms come up and overhead. We're going to try some pulses. If you want to try here and simply work on lifting your hands, if you're already working on balance here, you can simply do that. If you want to challenge yourself a bit more, take the pulses. So inhale, try and lift up. Exhale, lower. Two more. Inhale, up and lower. Last one. Lower. Both hands come down by your side. Next inhalation, slowly try and walk your hands forward, letting your heart melt down. Trying to melt your chest, maybe your forehead down to the mat. Keeping that spine straight and long. Next inhalation, slowly lift yourself back up. Slowly start to walk your hands back by your side. If your shin was parallel, bring your foot back in, close to your hip bone. Here maybe you want to grab onto your yoga belt or your yoga strap. I will grab it to show you how to use it here. So when you're here, creating a little loop, you're going to attempt to maybe grab onto that back leg. So start by bending onto that back leg, looping your strap around, palm is facing out, slowly working on bending that foot inward. Maybe at some point, you'll be able to grab onto that back foot from the inside, so that palm is facing out, grabbing your foot from the inside, and then slowly on your exhale, pressing your foot down, flipping so that your fingertips facing the same direction as your toes. And slowly bring your foot down, close to your bum, your hip bone, wherever you are here. Next exhalation, slowly release. Planting your hands back by your side, tuck the back toes. On your next inhalation, plant that foot down. Slowly make your way back to a high lunge here. And on your exhale, sway yourself to the side and set yourself up for a goddess pose. So toes are pointing out, heels are pointing in, hands into the midst of your thighs. Start by taking a few sways from side to side. Next inhalation, straighten your spine. We're going to take a few twists from side to side. So exhale, press into that right thigh. Try and straighten your arm, looking up and over that left shoulder. Making sure your bum is sinking down. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, try and press into the left. Inhale, come back. And exhale. Pressing into the right. Inhale, center. Last one here, exhale. Press into the left. Inhale, come back to center. Both hands can pray to heart. And sway yourself forward. For your high lunge, arms come up and overhead. When you're here, inhale, cactus the arms, sway forward. Standing balance. Exhale, sacking that left ankle over that right knee. Slowly sit down like you would in a chair, taking figure 4. Heart is lifted. Inhale, lift up. Side comes back in. Exhale, foot comes down. Palms come together to heart on your exhale. Inhale. Arms come up. Exhale, dive forward. Forward. When you're here, take that moment, making sure, shifting that weight forward. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, putting the hands down, step it back, high plank. When you're here, maybe bending the knees down, shifting the weight forward, chaturanga, upward facing to downward facing. When you're here, take a moment, reconnect with your breath. We're going to do something similar on the other side. Starting with our spinal waves. So on your next inhalation, draw chin to chest, roll forward to your high plank. Bend shoulders over wrist, exhale. Dropping the belly, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze, hips glide you back. When you make it back, again, inhale, roll forward, and exhale. Drop the belly, hips glide you back. Last one here. Inhale, draw that chin to chest, and exhale. Drop that belly, hips glide you back. When you make it back, left leg this time comes up, three-legged dog. On your next inhalation, bending into that left leg, opening your hip out. Take a moment here. Maybe look up and over that left shoulder. On your next inhalation, we're going to take some little bent knee circles following your breath. So inhale, draw a big circle with that left knee. And again, following your breath. 2 more here. Last one. And hold it to the top. Inhale, right heel lifts off. Bring that thigh out. And in. High plank. Thigh to chest. Exhale, foot comes down in between your hands. Inhale, arms come up. High lunge. Exhale, lower the back knee. Again, coming back to that low lunge. When you're here, maybe you need blocks again by your side. Letting those hips sink down wherever you are. Again, whatever height you need, you're not here. You're keeping the heart lifted and letting your hips sink down. That knee is over your ankle. And on your next inhalation, maybe you keep your hand onto your block or the fingertips come by your side. Inhale. Right arm reaches up and overhead, taking a side bend. Inhale, shift your hips back, straighten that front leg. Counter stretch with a half split. Exhale, fold it forward. Wherever you are, again, making sure that spine is straight and long. Inhale, shift it forward. On your next inhalation, arms come up. Maybe move your blocks. Pressing your hands down. Roll that thigh in. Leg comes out. And slowly, we're going to glide ourselves, making sure that this knee is aligned with your leg. Coming into this half frog. Focusing on that pelvic tilt here. So you're not doing this, you're popping kind of that booty out. Wherever you are, if you're on your arms, on your chest, you're focusing on that alignment and breath. Next inhalation, come back to this kind of tabletop position. Curl that thigh back in, foot comes forward, set yourself back up for that low lunge. Take a moment, arms come up, tuck the back toes, lift up, high lunge. Swing yourself towards the side, setting yourself up again for a wide leg fold. So here you have the option to do the exact same thing we did before. Or inhale, clasp your fingers together, lifting your heart up. And exhale, lead with your heart shifting away towards the tip of your toes. And try and let your arms fall back. Same idea. Belly button is up and in. Focusing on your breath here. Inhale, come halfway. Fingertips come down on your block. And exhale. Palms come down. Again, letting your heart melt down. Inhale, walking your hands towards the back of the mat. Taking a slight side stretch. Then planting your hands down. Switching yourself towards the back edge of the mat. Inhale. Solidifying yourself onto that left hand. Right hand reaches up and overhead. Taking this side angle. Maybe you're looking up at that right hand. Exhale, side dips. Lower your hips down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. This is the last one. Inhale, reach up. Right hand plants down. Straighten that front leg again. Maybe hands are on blocks. Coming into this modified pyramid here. And exhale. Try to melt into that front leg. Keeping that spine straight. That belly button is up and in. Next inhalation, come back to your straight back. Plant your hands down. Press into the mat to kick your right leg back. Coming into a three-legged dog, open hip. When you're here, take a moment. Focusing on your breath. Next inhalation, left heel lifts off the mat. Feel that thigh out. In. And set yourself up for half pigeon. Same idea as before. Keeping that foot close to your thigh to begin. Or not, walking your shin maybe parallel to the top of the mat. Fingertips are by your side. Maybe you need your blocks, wherever you are. Next inhalation, maybe you're still working on balance, simply working on maybe having your hands up and overhead, or challenging yourself with some pulses. Inhale, lift up, exhale, lower. Inhale, up, exhale, lower. Last one, up and lower. Arms come by your side. Next inhalation, walking the fingertips forward. Trying to maybe melt your heart on the ground. It's okay if you're here or wherever you are. As long as you're focusing still here on that little pelvic tilt. Any hip opener, you're focusing on that little tilt, keeping that spine straight and long. The belly button is up and in. Next inhalation, slowly walk yourself back up. Fingertips come by your side. Bring your foot close to your hip bone if it was parallel to the mat. Again, working on grabbing that back foot. Maybe you need your strap. Inhale, kick your foot. Try and grab it, palm facing out from the inside. Exhale, try and bring your foot close to your hip bone. Maybe you're hooking it into that little nook here. Wherever you are, focusing on your breath, keeping those hips squared. Next inhalation, slowly release the back leg, plant the hands down. Tuck the back toes, inhale, press up, foot comes down, high lunge, arms come up. On your next inhale, sway towards the side, setting yourself up again for that little goddess. Again, starting with some sways from side to side. Next inhale, slowly simply bring your hands to heart. Holding it here. And on your next inhale, sweep towards the front, high lunge. Again, sweep top for standing balance. Exhale, stacking that right ankle on top of the left knee. Sitting down like you would in the chair. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lower. Palms come together to heart on your exhale. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, diving it forward into that fold. Inhale, put the hands down on your blocks. Straight back. Exhale. Hands come down. Step it back, high plank. Maybe knees come down or not. Shift the way forward. Chaturanga. Upward facing to downward facing. When you're here, take a moment to reconnect with your breath. When you're here, take a moment to reconnect with your breath. Next inhalation, starting with our spinal waves. So inhale, bring your chin to your chest, roll forward to your high plank. Exhale, drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the gaze. Glide it back. Again, inhale to roll forward, and exhale. Drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the gaze. Last one here, inhale, roll forward, and exhale. Dropping the belly, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze. When you make it back, right leg comes up, three-legged dog. On your exhale, simply ensuring those hips are squared. Inhale, left heel comes up. Bring that right thigh to your chest. Exhale, foot comes down. High lunge. Arms come up. Take a moment here. Next inhalation, step it forward. Arms come back. Chair plank. On your next exhalation, arms come up, sit a little lower. Exhale fully into your boat pose. Come all the way down. Maybe your legs are bent, or they're straight. Wherever you are, hold it here for a moment. Next exhalation, lower the feet down. We're going to start with the right leg, so start by extending that right leg out. Bringing your left foot close to your bum. So bending that leg back. And you're trying to bring your legs as wide as you can, as wide as your flexibility allows you to. We're going to start with some pelvic tilts here, so simply rocking your hips forward and back, focusing on popping your booty out here. So wherever you are, rocking forward and back. And on your next inhalation, slowly maybe try and walk your hands forward. Maybe you're coming down on your forearms, wherever you are, you just want to ensure that your belly button is up and in. That spine is straight and long. Maybe you lay all the way down. Wherever you are, you're focusing on your breath, that little pelvic tilt. Next inhalation, slowly palm the hands down. Walk yourself back up. Now bring that right leg in front of you, straight in front of you, flexing your foot. Unbending your left leg, bringing that left foot inside your right thigh. We're going to take a half seated forward fold. And here, something that you can do when you're working on your seated forward fold is, again, use your strap. So looping it around under your foot so that you can simply focus here using your arm strength to pull belly button up and in, keeping those hips square. That spine is straight. You're leading with your heart here. So wherever you are, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, leave it your heart to melt forward into your fold. Wherever you are, not comparing yourself to others. Simply focusing on how this pose feels for you. Nice inhalation. Slowly lift yourself back up. Walk your hands back by your side. Bring your thighs together. Maybe you want to give yourself a little shake before you come back into your boat pose. Maybe your legs are bent or straight. That heart is lifted. On your exhalation, bend the legs, bring the foot down, lifting yourself up into a chair pose. Inhale, rise all the way up. Palms come together to heart on your exhale. Inhale, arms come up, rise up, exhale. Dive forward, shifting the weight forward into your fold. Focusing on your breath. Inhale, planting your hands down on your blocks. Straight back. Exhale, plant the hands down, step it back. Maybe you put the knees down on the mat, or not, shift the weight forward. Chaturanga, upward facing to downward facing. Again, maybe you need a moment. You connect with your breath. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. So starting with our spinal waves, inhale, roll forward, exhale. Dropping the belly, lifting the tail, lifting the gaze. When you make it back, inhale, roll forward, and exhale. Drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the gaze. Last one. Inhale, and exhale. When you make it back, left leg comes up. When you're here, taking a moment, ensuring your hips are squared. Inhale, that right foot, right heel lifts off the mat. Bringing that left thigh to your chest. Exhale, foot comes down in between your hands. Arms come up, high lunge. Inhale, step forward to your chair plane. Thumbs are pointing down. Inhale, arms reach up. See if you can sit a little lower on your exhale. Exhale, sit all the way down to your boat. Again, maybe your knees, legs are bent or straight. Wherever you are, take a moment here. Next exhalation, feet come down. Now we're going to straighten that left leg out towards the side, bringing your right heel glued to that right butt cheek. Again, when you're here, working on bringing those legs as wide as your flexibility allows you to, as wide as you want to today. We're going to start with those little rocks, forward and back. So starting, rocking your hips, forward and back, forward and back. Focusing, it's a little motion here. Kind of imagining you're popping your booty out. Next inhalation, walking your hands forward. Again, if you're here or here, still focusing on that pelvic tilt. That belly button is up and in, and that spine straight and long. So wherever you are, focusing on your breath. Next inhalation, hands come down, so you walk yourself back up. Slowly bringing that left foot, that left leg straight in front of you, that foot is flexed. On your next inhalation, bringing the inside of your right foot inside that left thigh. Again, maybe you're using your yoga belt, yoga strap, whatever you need here. Inhale, arms come up, and exhale, leaning with your heart forward. Try and melt your heart onto your thigh. Focusing on your breath, keeping that spine straight and long. Next inhalation, slowly start to walk your hands back. Bringing your legs together. Maybe you need a shake again to come back into your boat pose. If your legs are bent or straight, to take a moment here. Heart is lifted, core is engaged. Exhale, feet come down, come up into that chair. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, palms come together to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive it forward to that forward fold. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, planting the hands down. Step it back for your high plank. Again, maybe knees come down, chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing. When you're here, take a moment. On your next inhalation, both heel lifts off the mat, look in between your hands. Either step or bend the knees, look forward, hop forward, inhale straight back, exhale, melt again, forward fold. Next inhalation, both arms come out, reach up. Exhale, palms come together to heart. On your next inhalation, start to walk your feet out. Toes are out, heels are in. Set yourself up for yogi squat here. We're going to start with some lifts. So inhale, arms come up. Exhale, palms come together to heart. Start to sit yourself back like you would in your yogi squat. On your next inhale, reach up. Arms come up. Again, exhale, sit back. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, palms come together, sit down. Two more. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Now simply hold it here. Using your arms, trying to press your thighs out. Maybe you need some blocks underneath your bum to help you here. Keeping that spine straight and long. Next exhalation, slowly sit down, all the way down. We're going to start with our wide leg forward fold, but this time our full wide leg forward fold. So slowly bringing your legs out as wide as you can, as wide as you want, as wide as your flexibility allows you to today. We're going to start and focus on those little pelvic tilts. So rocking your hips forward and back, that little motion. And on your next inhalation, slowly starting to walk your hands forward. Same idea, focusing on that spine straight and long wherever you are, and that little pelvic tilt. Maybe one day, lowering the chest, all the way down. Focusing on your breath here. Keeping that spine straight. Next inhalation, hands come down, slowly walk yourself back up. Bringing your thighs together. Maybe give yourself a little shake here from side to side. On your next inhalation, you can go ahead and straighten both legs in front of you. We're going to take a full seated forward fold. So again, maybe you want to grab your belt, loop it underneath your foot, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Inhale, arms come up and overhead. Exhale, leading with your heart to melt forward onto your thighs. Focusing on your breath, keeping that spine straight and long. The core is engaged. Next inhalation, slowly walk yourself back up. Coming back into your seated position. On your next inhalation, bend into that right leg, bringing your right foot on the outside of your left thigh. You're going to take a side twist, so bringing your right fingertips down, hooking your left arm over that right thigh, looking up and over that right shoulder here. Focusing on your breath. Next inhalation, come back to center. Straighten that front leg and switch sides. So bring that foot down on the other side. Inhale, twisting with that right arm, looking up and over that left shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. And on your next exhalation, slowly lower yourself all the way down onto your back. Legs are straight out in front of you, arms are by your side. On your next inhalation, bringing both legs to your chest, clasping your arms, maybe taking a few movements from side to side. On your next inhalation, flexing the feet, grabbing onto the feet from the outside. Exhale, pressing the thighs out. Pressing the feet down towards the ground. Feeling a nice hip opener here. If you have the range of flexibility or want to try, maybe try and extend the legs. Pulling the feet down, keeping that back glued to the mat. So the lower back is glued to the mat. Next exhalation, slowly bring it back. And thighs come back in, take a moment. Exhale, slowly release, legs come straight out in front of you. Arms are simply by your side. As always, we're going to finish this practice by taking a few breaths in Shavasana to really integrate everything that we just worked on. I truly hope that you enjoyed this little how-to seated wide leg forward fold and that you enjoyed this practice and have a wonderful day. Namaste.